And there it goes. Welcome to Shooting the Shit, episode 133. Sort of working out what things I was going to do and what fucking browser I fucking... here we go. Right. So this is the article we're going to start with. I need to find it. I'll get it up for everyone in a minute. Internet. Come on, internet. Go faster. Yes. God damn it. So yeah, anyway, this is about things. I'll put it up on the screen and I'll give you it as well. Now this has been going on, I was going to cover it the other day, but I completely forgot. And this has been going on for a fucking couple, I think it's a month or so. It's quite messed up. Yeah, so yeah, there you can see that screen, right? Yeah, I think so. It'll be coming up in a minute. The internet is going shit.
It's probably me.
I doubt it. I think it's just my internet. Anyway, there we go. So
I'll be right back. In about a few seconds.
Okay. So this thing, I don't know if it's sort of Gamergate thing, right? It didn't start as one, or like, well, it sort of did. It's weird, right? Okay. So if you haven't heard of Alex Mercer, I think they call her. She's been going around DMCAing these 100 and odd different YouTubers, right? Because the game that they were playing, she has a dispute with the developers. She's a music creator for games, right? And she has a dispute with the developers of a certain game that they shouldn't be using her music because they never paid her or something. But the game maker guys say that's bullshit and they're in a kerfuffle about it, right? So she was in a bad mood about it. So what she started to do was basically any YouTube channel that were playing the game, or like streaming the game or whatever, she was making DMCA requests and getting channels shut down and shit.
That has nothing to do with the developers.
Yeah, no.
Like it's not hurting them at all.
No, well, it is because, well, no, she's hurting other YouTubers because she's in a bad mood with the developers of the game.
Yeah, but it's not directly affecting the developers of the game. It's not taking money from them. No,
the developers are like, it's not us.
So she's retarded.
Yeah.
That's all I'm hearing.
This has been going on for months, right? I think it's been months. Hang on. It's been going on for a long time. Okay, so basically, she sent death threats and stuff to a YouTuber and done all this weird shit. Well, even doing what she's doing, right, is weird shit, right? Because it's got fuck all to do with the... Like, you're not supposed to use DMCA for that anyway. Like, you're supposed to use it for legitimate stuff. So, not only is she doing fraud for filing a DMCA without actual... like the legit reason for filing one, right? Because you're not allowed to do that because that's fraud. No one gives a fuck though, because like they always use it wrong and no one's been fucking pulled up about it because it takes too much fucking time and effort in courts, which I think's bullshit. Anyway, so it's Destructoid had picked up on this, right? I was going to do it like last week or like a week after. It's been going on for a wee while, and I was going to do a story on it. But recently, Destructoid done a thing on it, right? And he published the front page entitled "River City Ransom Underground taken off Steam due to a DMCA claim." The article allegedly pinned Alex Murray, the composer who provided music for River City Ransom Underground, as the victim of the situation, stating that Murray, I don't know how to say that stupid name, was on the receiving end of death threats, and he received unfair treatment regarding the situation involving the music. The article avoided mentioning Murray sending death threats to the developers and YouTubers covering the situation. The article also originally claimed that they didn't know why River City Ransom Underground was taken off Steam, and only provided comments made by Mercer, who gave them their side of the story. The comment section was not at all pleased with Holmes' one-sided take on the situation, especially after he made comments criticising YouTubers who have been regularly covering the Alex Mercer case. He later went back and made 2 more updates, citing an original Cycloloma article that contained comments from Curtis Creative's lead programmer, who explained that they were working to get River City Ransom Underground restored to Steam, as well as included comments from Imago's lawyer, Leonard J. French, and resolved the matter involving the Star Mercer DSP and Alex Mercer, for whom the letter issued multiple DMCA claims and copyright strikes against YouTubers who had videos. The original published article contained no comments from Leonard J. French, who took issue with the fact that Destructoid would not be reporting on the threats that had sent to him and the developers. So yeah, this person has been doing this for, as I said, months, or maybe a month or so, right? It's been going on for weeks. I think Total Biscuit jumped in on it, and then basically when Destructoid done this, everyone already knew about it. Like Total Biscuit was involved in it and all that, and everyone was a lot of people that knew about it were like, what the fuck's Destructoid on about? This person went out their way to cause this nonsense. Right? They're the ones that started with the DMCAs, takedown notices, and basically all that it said on the Destructoid thing was, oh, it's because she's a woman or a trans woman, or, you know, the normal bullshit that they come up with. And that's why she's getting death threats and stuff. It's like, no, it's not.
Damn.
So yeah, this person's fucking crazy, like really crazy. I've seen there's a guy on YouTube that covered it. He was like in the middle of it. He was emailing her and stuff and trying to find out what was wrong with her and shit. And he was being nice to her and shit, and then she's just started fucking calling him all these different names and shit, and told him she was going to go and kill him and shit. And just like mad fucking off hat emails. And the reason she gave for the DMCA, right, was because she thought if she'd done that, then the YouTubers would come out on her behalf and try and help her.
What?
Yeah. Like, I'm not joking. Like, oh, I wanted to get attention. I thought they would come and help me if I'd done that.
Wouldn't it be like, I don't know, more reasonable to see what YouTubers really enjoy the game and your music, and then ask them to, like, you know,
yeah, email them and say,
yeah,
look,
email
these
them.
developers didn't pay me for the music.
Email.
Put her side of the story forward. Could you say this when you're playing the game? You know what I mean?
Yeah, could you please report on this, talk to this? I see you really enjoyed the game, you enjoy my music that I composed or whatever. Instead of like outright attack. That's like me going next door and starting a fire, okay, at my neighbor's like friggin' door, just a fire, so that they'll come help me with something inside of my house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is the logic.
Yeah,
that is retarded.
Yeah, well, seemingly like this person is got mental health issues or something. At least that's what everyone's thinking, because it's fucked up. Like, it's like, what? And then basically the person that was covering this and actually trying to talk to her, she'd be reasonable 1 minute and then go off or not in the next minute, like in the next email. And the emails would be sent minutes after each other. And it's like, wow, so something's wrong here. And yeah, so Destructoid basically stuck up for her because women.
Yeah, at this point, a lot of these people like her just basically love to do victim.
Is there a fire going off in your house right now?
That's smoke. Oh, hang on, mute it.
So that wasn't me that started a fire at his doorstep, by the way.
What, you want help with something?
I need his attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, my sister's making burgers.
Ah, right, cool. It's frying pan or something, or was it the oven getting opened?
I guess it's probably with the Foreman grill, but yeah, there is a bit. There's like sometimes it does really smoke.
Yeah, so basically, Destructoid does what Destructoid does. Didn't do any research at all, because if you Google her name, right, you'll get in fact, you know what I'll do? I'll fucking play one of the YouTube videos from the guy that's been actually covering this, that I know because I've been watching him because I found it interesting. He's got 4 or 5 videos over the past couple of weeks about this. Sid Alpha, okay, that's the guy's YouTube.
Hello, my name is Sid Alpha. That's my avatar right there.
Right, so this guy, Sid Alpha, he has been covering it. Let's see. Where are they? There will be somewhere. Destructoid that just drops the ball. Alec Mercer. Mercer. That's her again. That's her again. That's her again. 3 weeks. 4 weeks. 3 weeks. Right, there we go. There's the first one. The first one was 3 weeks ago. Right? And he's done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can see I've watched them all because I've got the red line at the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I think, 13 videos in 3 weeks. So it all started like 3 weeks ago. Let's see if basically this is before anyone knows what the fuck's going on.
As quickly as possible, even if it means putting multiple videos in order to get caught up. We have a lot to talk about, and there's only so many hours in the day, unfortunately. However, for the moment, I would like to hold on to your attention for a few brief minutes, if I can. Reason being is that for the past 2 days, I have been gathering information in regards to a series of rather unfortunate events. Almost as if I were some form of real journalist or something, I reached out to multiple people that were being affected, those who instigated it, and those whom the argument originated. And while I have been waiting for some pieces of information, I felt that I had enough of the pieces of the puzzle to at least relate what has been going on and why. This is Star Mazer DSP, an on-rails 2D shmup by Imagos Softworks. It looks to be a decent enough game and one that I would probably rather enjoy playing. Unfortunately, due to a bit of legal controversy, the game has been removed from Steam. The source of the legal controversy surrounds the musician responsible for either some of or all of the game's soundtracks. Alex, the musician, has produced musical scores for a number of known games such as Need for Speed, The Simpsons, and Spy Hunter. Alex was brought on under contract to produce musical scores for Star Mazer, with a set minimum amount to be paid per month as a contractor. However, for reasons that I have not been made aware of, Imagos and Alex parted ways before the end of her contract, which Imagos does have a right to do at any time per the stipulations of the contract that was provided to me. Alex, however, states that the contract was for Star Mazer, not Star Mazer DSP, and she's absolutely correct. However, to counter that, the representatives from Imagos that I was in contact with stated that the contract was binding to Star Mazer and all Star Mazer related products. Hence the conundrum between the two, apparently. But taking that into account, the contract does clearly state that Alex was under work for hire, which means that, per the contract, the copyright and all intellectual property created during her employment by Imagos Softworks belongs to Imagos, not to her. Remember that last part. According to this contract, Imagos owns the rights to the music, not her. And why is that so important? Well, I'm sure many of you can already guess exactly why. Alex, for some inexplicable reason, decided to go around and start issuing DMCA takedown strikes on any Star Mazer video that featured any of her music. Tammy Noko, a smaller YouTuber with a little over 1,000 subscribers, received 2 DMCA strikes by Alex, nearly wiping her channel off the face of the map in one fell swoop. The same happened to Lord Croco Squirrel, a fellow games critic, YouTuber, member of Guardians of Greenlight, and also a personal friend, received 2 copyright strikes for his videos regarding Star Mazer as well, again nearly wiping out his channel in one fell swoop. This is far more dangerous for a channel like his, as he deals with asset flippers and scum developers just like both myself and Jim Sterling. That puts the content that he creates in a much higher threat plane for an attack by worthless asset flippers, and now he has absolutely no margin for error. The risk that he's now under with nearly every video he puts out is massive, and YouTube is not kind when it comes to these issues. Many of you have heard me say this time and time again, but for all of you new viewers out there, a DMCA strike is not a joke. DMCA stands for Digital Millennium Copyright Act, which was put into place to help protect legitimate copyright holders against infringement on their intellectual property. It was originally intended to stop wholesale uploading of music and movies onto the internet and provided copyright holders a means of protection and a way to protect their property. However, over the past decade, we have seen it weaponized multiple times by games developers for a variety of reasons, usually nothing of any ethical worth. Sega Japan is one of the more famous instances when they issued a wholesale sweep of YouTube videos that contained even a reference to Shining Force. Many smaller channels were wiped out of existence and have never returned. Total Biscuit received 2 copyright strikes on his channel and several years later has only now lifted his personal boycott on covering their titles. Jim Sterling also had seen a number of DMCA strikes issued on his channel, so many times in fact that his is now one of the very few channels that have received YouTube's protection when it comes to DMCA takedown notices. I myself battled both an asset flipper by the name of Dentola Studios and a Spanish YouTuber turned wannabe game developer over the incident surrounding Fur Fun. So while this is nothing new, a great many of us know full well the dangers that these channels now face. YouTube's 3 strikes and you're out system is not to be taken lightly. They do mean it, and they can and will enforce it. They don't even have to. It's all automated. In addition to that, it has been reported that multiple Twitch streamers have been issued temporary bans by Twitch, which is their equivalent to YouTube's DMCA takedown system. On behalf of a few of these content creators, I asked Alex if she would be willing to compromise, given the potential dangers these DMCA strikes possess to these people's channels. Her response left my mouth hanging so close to the floor you could have driven a school bus into my mouth. Here is what she had to say. The fact that Timinoko is directing her complaints to me instead of the developer is a problem. This seems to be the general response of those who were hit with DMCA strikes. I did suggest to some who complained to me that I would reverse their DMCA strikes if they were willing to redirect their complaints to the developer/complaints about the developer. No one was willing to do so, and I no longer want to offer anyone the possibility of having their DMCA strikes reversed. Thank you. So what this woman has done is she has begun a blanket DMCA strike campaign on any content that contains any shred of her music in order to attempt to force public pressure down on the developers to try and get them to pay her money to make her stop or reverse her actions. I'm actually going to take a moment to address Alex directly, and I know she will see this because I plan to email her the link to this video as soon as it goes live. Alex, the reason why people were coming to you when they were hit with DMCA strikes is that you were the one that issued them. Not Imagos, you. You caused this. You filed the DMCA strikes. Imagos cannot reverse these. It has to be you. And I don't think you fully understand your current position right now, so allow me a moment to enlighten you. There has been a reason why YouTubers haven't gone after those who have filed false DMCA strikes on their channels before. There are two main reasons. The first is that it was a massive AAA company with a vault the size of Scrooge McDuck's and an army of lawyers that could tie them up in court until they simply ran out of money. Reason two is that those issuing the DMCA strikes are usually in another country, and international lawsuits are exceedingly expensive for what would be a Pyrrhic moral victory at best. However, in your case, you live in the US, which would make things extremely easy for someone like Lord Croco Squirrel or any of the other content creators you've blindsided with this to file a civil suit against you once they have processed a successful counterclaim. Reason being is that filing a fraudulent or frivolous DMCA strike is perjury according to US law, and as such, you could be tried in the state that they live in, not yours. So you at best hope and pray that you win this battle against Imagos, because what you have done is open the door wide for YouTubers to be able to set a legal precedent when it comes to these DMCA strikes. Even creators whose work is transformative, as is the case with Lord Croco Squirrel, he is still protected by fair use, which would render your DMCA strike fraudulent. So good luck with all of that, Alex. In your quest to combat Imagos, you have unwittingly placed yourself in a potential world of legal hurt. To those of you that have been affected by this woman's actions, the representative I spoke at Imagos has asked that they email her in order to receive a copy of the contract in order to aid in your counterclaims. Her email address will be on your screen and in the description down below. And for everyone else, please do spread the word. To weaponize the automated DMCA system of Twitch and YouTube in order to apply public pressure to weaken your opponent in a legal battle and to damage their credibility with the general public is by far and away more despicable than any DMCA strike I have faced. This is worse than Dentola Studios, and this is far worse than Doki and Dallas, the porno names behind Fur Fun. And I'm sure it goes without saying that such actions cannot be allowed to stand. I will maintain open lines of contact with anyone wishing advice on how to properly combat this. In the meantime, if you have been affected by this, you are most certainly not alone. I know how disconcerting and worrying it can be for some people. Like I said, if any of those content creators needs to talk to someone who's faced these in the past, feel free to reach out to me on any social media. Links are in the description below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am Sid Alpha, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, so that's what happened. Yeah. And then Destructoid, like on the 17th, which is obviously well after that happened, and he's got like a lot more videos on it, and she does constantly like getting other things happen, because that's like the first one, right? That's the first one, but it gets worse. I'm not going to play all the videos. If you want to see them, it's Sid Alpha's channel. You go there, and then you'll what goes on after that. But yeah, so Destructoid sticking up for someone that does that because women is it's not journalism, right? It's just not, like, because you just type in her name in Google and you can go to this channel. Like, you can, a baby could do it, right? A 5-year-old could find this information, So Destructoid having that one thing just from her, and they only talk to her, and they said, "Oh, I'm a journalist." No, obviously, no, you're not. You just heard her side of the story and went with it. Anyway, so after Destructoid got called out by a lot of the YouTubers and Total Biscuit, I think it was Total Biscuit that made it happen, because in one of these videos, he does, Sid Alpha does say Total Biscuit has joined them to help and all that stuff. So he was involved. So when Destructoid came out with the article, Total Biscuit was like, "What the fuck?" So after misreporting was brought to the awareness of Destructoid owner Nidro, I don't know how to fucking say that name. How I don't know. I'm out here. Anyway, with was Destructoid, he mentioned that it was not normal, but the rules may be tightening up soon. So yeah, because Destructoid of her blog, this story in particular was an opinion piece that should not have appeared on our homepage, but instead Mr. Holmes personally stand by Holmes in that he should always write from his gut. But this doesn't mean Destructoid endorses any part of this editorial. There's two sides to every story, and there's come very apparent here as more sources is a story that is still developing and requires more investigation. Readers asked if this sort of lack of oversight was normal at Destructoid, and Holmes mentioned that it was not normal, but he suspects that the rules may be tightening up soon. Fuck off! It's normal. It's normal everywhere. Why do you think Gamergate was a thing, you dickheads? Like, holy shit! It's normal. They do it all the fucking time. But anyway, this guy, the guy that owns Destructoid now, it's a new company now or something, and so this guy might do something about it. Hopefully. Seemingly about a year ago they took over. Shit it is, and they might do something. At any rate, the guy that wrote the thing has been fired from Destructoid. So there is that. I seen that on Twitter yesterday. I don't know if this was before it. See, there's Sid Alpha's channel. Destructoid drops the ball. So yeah, Holmes also admitted that he should have touched on the death threats from both sides instead of only showing favouritism towards Mercer. The reality is that the developers of Star Mazer, DSP, and River City Ransom Underground and YouTubers like Total Biscuit and Sid Alpha have not to Alex Mercer. Sid Alpha recently did a video covering Destructoid's one-sided piece favouring Mercer and the history covering the event, particularly unreported by many of the other largest media outlets. Yeah, like what happened was Destructoid did it, and then because of the way games journalism works nowadays, everyone just copies and pastes. So they're in one article, but the source was basically Destructoid. Destructoid. It was all of them, or at least two. I think there was two more. I don't read them, so I don't really care anymore. But Gamergate, same fucking thing. Again, they're doing the same shit. Fucking pisses me off. They make up shit and then they just copy and paste shit all over the place. It's they don't do it. They're not journalists. They, in any shape, way, or form. I mean, they don't even Google their shit. They just look at each other's shit and then retweet it.
They're just lazy.
It's tweet. Yeah, it's just like a retweet. That's what it is, at Twitter, and just retweeting it, except they copy and paste it and put it in their blog.
I retweet a lot of stuff. Am I a journalist?
Kitty, it's called fake news.
Yeah.
You're fake news.
Sadness, hey, welcome, man.
I'm fake news.
Oh,
the fish is fake news.
Look, man,
we're all
fake news.
We're all fake news.
We not are, but we don't get a fuck. We're not journalists.
You're fake news.
No, so I don't care.
And I got my fake news review of Splatoon 2 ready.
Oh, cool. You can get that done after I've done this then.
Yeah, whenever you're done with your fake news articles of fake news.
Yeah, and I'm going to shut down YouTube as well. So anyway, it said I was manager the subscriber account, given that he's one of the only outlets in all of the media providing a reputable coverage of events involving Mercer. And as a courteous manner, despite having received death threats from Mercer on several occasions. Right, that's the other things after his first video, which was quite a good video, right? He didn't do anything wrong. He basically just, and he did say he was going to email her the video link, right? So what happened after that? Well, I'll leave you to watch the other videos if you want to know, but basically she started sending death threats and shit to him. He's like, what the fuck? Like, what? And it just gets worse from there. More DMCAs happened, and yeah, it's fucked up. So action, of course, there's talking action would have to be involved because they spotted it, and then Twitter exchange involving the questioning Holmes would be fired from the structure. This escalation, Holmes unsure of his still loved writing there. He got fired. That's just an word for it. So, I mean, that's good. Oh, and by the way, Kotaku in Action is a forum thing on Reddit that is Gamergate, or it was Gamergate Hub, one of them. There was Kotaku in Action, and 8chan, G-Chat. Yeah, there was 3 at the start of Gamergate, and Kotaku in Action was one of them. So it's still like a Gamergate thing, sort of. So Destructoid's misreporting this situation isn't entirely new for the outlet. They've been trying to recover after a sling of other situations involving L faces, many of which are documented over at Deep Freeze It. Right, Deep Freeze It is a Gamergate sort of thing that has all the fucking journalists and how. So if you're reading an article and you're like, I think this fucker's full of shit, go to Deep Freeze It, type in the name, and it'll give you an idea of full of shit. Quite like that website stuff, and it'll give you archive links to bullshit articles that the people have wrote, which is an online resource that, well, is due that spent heyday of Gamergate in order to track ethical violations from video games, media outlets, personalities, and journalists. Update from those waiting to dive deeper into the rabbit hole and get a situation. There's a definitive and objective timeline of events that was put together on the Sir Tap Tap website that chronicles the drama from the start up till now. So yeah, there's another one that you could look up, But I would go to Sid does quite a good job of it. So there's that. Anyway, so that's that done. So I think I've done that. So we'll say bye bye YouTubes. If you are watching live, or if you're on YouTube watching live, which you're not because you can see viewers. The Aerith Radio. If you watch this later on, you're going to have to wait till Tuesday, unless you donate on the Patreon, then you get it right away. You'll get it. Yeah, that's how it works. Because we need money, because we don't have ads and shit. Apart from on the YouTube thing, but that's nothing. We get basically nothing from it. But on the website, we have no ads. So we need the patrons' monies. Go by YouTube's, and then we'll go to the website. The radio website, radio.